Welcome guys, it's been quite a while. I hope you enjoyed the video until now. If you did, leave a like, leave a sub, it would greatly help out the channel. This video has been long due, it's been 2 weeks since I have uploaded. And I think I'm just gonna start it by saying that this prep was all over the place. It wasn't that I didn't put the work in, I put so much effort into it. I put my sweat, my blood, my tears, I put everything I had into it. Sometimes you just gotta realize that, you know, life has its way and God has its way, you know. I've been really struggling with that because the reason this prep was so bad in my opinion is because life has just not been easy lately. I don't really talk about that because I want to keep the videos light-hearted, but this might be like a bit more serious. On the last peaking I had, I unfortunately got sick. I'm gonna put on the screen which video it was, but what happened was I got sick due to a flu that was going around here. Basically, when I was healthy again, somebody else was sick that I was really close with, either at work or at home. It's really difficult to avoid, you know, to avoid those people, especially with people you work with or at home. So, you know, my immune system was already down, really attacked by from what I had, so I just got sick again, which is really unfortunate because it happened right after my squat day. I hit 180 and the next day I was supposed to hit 110 and then 220 on the deadlift. I failed it because I was so sick. I was so sick that I couldn't even, like, my eyes, like right, this part right here was like really hurting, and it was really hard for me to see anything. But it is what it is, you know. It just personally got to me really, because it wasn't because I wasn't strong enough. It was because I just got sick. And I took medicine, I took care of myself, I didn't go out, I did everything so I can be healthy again, but as I said, especially when you have work, there's not much you can do if people are sick at work. It's because there was like a flu going around on the entire island, so everybody was basically sick and they were still working because, you know, they needed staff. So I got sick. I failed the deadlift as well, which was really like a struggle to my soul. If I find the footage, I'll definitely put it up, but as you can see, I locked it out it was pretty good. If you were to ask me, it was probably a 7, 6.5, but more towards 7. Only my grip gave out because I was just too tired. I warmed up a bit dumb in my opinion. I did 200, then 210, and then 220, so I think my grip was just too tired. But yeah, it's just really been difficult for me, and it has put me in, I'm not gonna say depression, but it has definitely affected me mentally on a great scale, and that's why I mean, I still uploaded like reels and TikTok, by the way. Follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, links in the description. But just as an athlete, I know you're supposed to have a quick mind, forget about it, but it's difficult to forget about it. Because when it happens so often that you fail and fail, you're not gonna hit any of those numbers you wanted to. If I wasn't sick and, you know, none of the other stress would have happened, the prep would have been freaking amazing. But I also got fired from my job, not because I didn't work hard, because I did, but they changed owners and they didn't need my services anymore. So it's understandable, you know. But just the stress of having no job, worrying about the money, the competition being so close, it really got to me on a difficult level. And it's hard for me to open up about it because I feel like nobody really cares. And I got beautiful people like my girlfriend and my dad and my coach Chris, if you see this, te quiero. But yeah, it's just been really affecting me in a way that I didn't think it would be affecting me, and I got back to a few bad habits, you know. Because it wasn't like it was all at once. It was more like I got the flu, peaking was cancelled, then I lost my job, then I had to search for a job for a long time, running short on money. I had to change gyms because the other gym was just getting too annoying, man. It was tickling my balls, and in a way my balls shouldn't be tickled. I decided to, you know, let's switch it up. New gym, I need new energy. And then now I got a job, but it's really taken a toll on me because it's more the part I get home really late, and that has greatly affected my sleep. But my body's adapting to it. Thank God, really, amen. So my mental state is going better and better. I kind of accepted that I'm not gonna have any of those numbers I really wanted, except on the deadlift. We gotta look out for the deadlift because that one's coming in hot. That might be my wild card, you know. The objective was always to make the minimum for the AEP2. In Spain, the way it works, it goes AEP3, AEP2, AEP, and you gotta have certain numbers to you know, to qualify for the next meet. And if I can somehow get 540, because that's what I need in my weight category, it would be amazing. Oh, and one thing I forgot to talk about. We also did a dumb decision. Decided to go to the 83s. Since I started eating very clean, which to this day I prefer. I feel so sluggish eating all this shit, you know. So bloated, I just don't feel great. I naturally lost fat, and I was 85, 84, around that weight, while I just got off the flu and everything. So when I was great again, like when I lost my job, so the timeline is about 1 month flu, lost my job, the decision of going down to 83, then having stress to find work, switching gyms, and then finding a new job. That's about the timeline. So, you know, like, okay, you know, coach, should we go down to the 83s or should we, you know, go up again? And he was, you know, you're closer to 83 than you were to 93. How about we just, you know, how about you continue eating like that, do your habits, do your steps, and we'll see. And that was a really bad decision. My performance went down by so much, it was not even funny. I got royally f***ed in the ass. I gotta bleep that out. Last video that you guys saw, when I failed at 200 kg, which, dude, I never fail, but it was too low body weight. I've just been tired the entire time. And yeah, now I weigh about 87, 86. My physique is still holding up great. I've been eating shit like this for so long now, and it's somehow still looking great. Why would I go to compete to not even hit the numbers I wanted to, you know, hit? It didn't make sense in my head. But after talking to a lot of people and so much motivation from everyone, I came to the conclusion that it's gonna be my first meet ever. It doesn't have to be great. So I accepted it. And if we get the minimum for the AEP2, dude, I'm gonna be so happy. If not, no worries. I'm gonna do another AEP3 series, and we're gonna totally crush the next meet. But now we're locked in prep. We're about, I think, either 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. One hell of a ride, definitely, and I appreciate for all of you that has been, you know, that have been watching the videos and liking them. Even just watching, you know, helps out the channel a lot. It's affected me to the state of I didn't even want to make this video because I felt embarrassed. But I think you guys owe, you know, you guys deserve somewhat of a, because you guys are with me on the journey, you know, since I'm documenting everything. It's been really just hard for me, and I came to the realization that it's not that bad, you know. Sometimes life is just like that, and it has shown me that I need so much improvement. But to be honest, everything's been clicking. Knock on wood. And who knows? Maybe there's a little miracle. The performance is going up like this. Knock on wood. You know, leave a like, leave a sub. Thank you for watching, and God bless all of you.